Dear military, new mission to protect the unborn, our children in the womb. Personhood for the in utero has been established since the overturning of Roe versus Wade, giving the unborn access to the protection of the 14th Amendment in this post Roe versus Wade generation. Because a fetus is a person, a fetus is entitled to all the protections under the 14th Amendment, including a right to life. When the 14th Amendment declared no person should be denied life without due process of law, it was agreed that unborn children were included in the category of protected persons. The Constitution has been pro-life since 1868. Science and the law both declare that an unborn is a person. In 2004, George Washington Bush signed the Unborn Victims Act of 2004, nicknamed Lacey and Connor's Law. Around the same time, husband Scott Peterson killed his pregnant wife, Lacey Peterson, and unborn son, Connor Peterson, receiving a double homicide. Husband Scott Peterson threw Lacey Peterson and unborn son in lake after murdering them. The Unborn Victims Act of 2001, which states a zygote, an embryo, a fetus, as protected as crime victims under the Commission of 60 Crimes. In relation to harming a pregnant woman, resulting in her unborn child's death and penalties therefore of. In 2004, the Unborn Victims Act of 2001 became law. An embryo, a fetus, as protected as crime victims, and fines and penalties included. Now that Roe versus Wade is overturned, it is imperative that abortion is over in order to protect our unborn children. In the overturning of Roe versus Wade, personhood established. Unborn children in the womb have the constitutional right to be born. It is important that you shut down all Planned Parenthoods. I've seen staff driving underage for appointments without their parents' knowledge. I've seen staff on their breaks walk to nearby bars. This is unregulated, so no one confronts if drinking and performing unmedically necessary procedures while under the influence. Just because Planned Parenthood offers birth control, 96% of women who enter will get an abortion. That's athletes, friends, nieces, and nephews will never get to behold. Like Auschwitz provided clothes for prisoners doesn't mean they shouldn't be shut down for killing Jews. Planned Parenthood lies, inflates statistics. They might provide other services, but their real service is killing in utero human beings for profit. You might be concerned about backlash, but don't be. Oregonians especially are being sex trafficked, are in slavery, and on meth. I guarantee you stopping abortion, supporting, encouraging the moms to go home, have their babies, and get away from their pimps will bring a lot of healing to them and their family. Also, you might find that Planned Parenthood responsible for not reporting sex trafficking. Look into Kermit Gosnell from Philadelphia. He was drug funneling. He had 15-year-old administer anesthesia, killing a woman. Serial killer abortion doctor induced women giving birth to live babies, then cut their spinal cords with scissors. His 15-year-old assistant witnessed blood squirting all over the room. He kept dead babies in freezers and baby feet in jars. They even checked his crab pot. Dead babies in garbage bags in his home and office. To the military, introduction as to who I am. I am Sonia. I work vehicle searches at events such as the Motocross in Washougal, Washington, Strength Summit in Hillsboro, Oregon, also pat downs at raves at the Portland Expo, bag searches at Blues Fest, NATO Parkway in Portland, also at Edgefield, U of O, Washington County Fair, Oregon State Fair, Davis Cup, the World Trade Center in Portland, Olympic qualifying track meets at Hayden Field, and various events at Wyden and Kennedy, Pride events, etc. Basically, I check IDs, work drug and alcohol control as security. So when I suggest the age of those who serve alcohol, such as bartenders or sales clerks, need to be 36 years or older, deputized with someone 63 or older in seniority, it's because it's safer that way. Also, I like that Washington doesn't sell Four Locos at convenience stores too high of content of alcohol for homeless population to get a hold of. I'm also very pleased that Oregon passed a law in 2021 that signs of sex trafficking have to be reported. Bartenders, also sales clerks who sell alcohol at stores, have to report signs of sex trafficking to police and the OLCC or lose their liquor license. Since Portland is number one for sex trafficking, this might help. Although, when I worked nights at Nato Parkway, the prostitutes and pimps came out at about 4 a.m. If they haven't already been conducting business in every public restroom, they might have rooms at nearby hotels like the Marriott. Meth runs state of Oregon, making it easy to manipulate people. They virtually have no control over themselves and do whatever their supplier makes them do. Sex is insatiable when on meth, so the sex trade, keeping people in bondage, is happening regularly. Okay. I'm skipping part of this because in this post-Roe versus Wade generation, military, you can help by giving out games and encourage family game nights to instill family values and good memories. Bring some soccer balls to family Saturday markets to encourage families. I like that Trump brought Bible study back to the White House, although he might have been not have been faithful and had sex with a porn star. He's a new Christian and he's forgiven. Repentance is huge in Christianity. God promises forgiveness and new life in him. That horrible woman who took the Bible out of schools is dead. So installing the Bible back in school, a great way to begin again. Jesus is the beginning of time. He said, have only one wife and treat her as sacred. You may no longer have a girlfriend, a prostitute at any truck stop or rest stop in Oregon along the I-5, and a wife. Have only one wife and treat her special. Nebraska blocking porn because of so much revenge porn, a great idea. Stopping the suicides of 12-year-old boys and girls who found danger online. Put an emergency stop funding on abortion on your docket. Shut down Planned Parenthood. Save a future soldier. Get him to the other side of the Thunderdome to a safe delivery, happy, well-fulfilled life. Save a baby in the womb. Shut down Planned Parenthood. Then erect a memorial where 60 million Americans lost their life at each spot. Every truck driver needs to be a mandatory abuse reporter reporting signs of sex trafficking. Also, a plaque and memorial at Brooks, Oregon incinerator where aborted fetuses were found amongst medical waste, probably from Canada, and so close to Chemawa School, Indian school, where so many bad things happen to our children, and so close to the end of the Oregon Trail in Oregon City, where I worked security at a community event. On the tour, I learned all the bad, harsh conditions men and women went through, with lots of death on the trail. Also, Dateline had a special on Falls City, Oregon, being a place for missing and exploited teens. Hundreds of them hanging out on the high rocks doing drugs. Someone jumping in, breaking their necks every few years. Martial law out there, bars on windows of stores, people cooking up meth in the privacy of their homes, trailers, and sheds, away from public view in the remote country towns, hiding out from the law. We want a better future for our children. Might take the military to help out a while with family activities, bringing the hearts of the fathers back to their children. As far as resources for unplanned pregnancies, over 3,000 Right to Life agencies has popped up, helping them get medical, clothing, diapers, church support from nice grandmas, mentoring, baby supplies. One woman told me about one of her abortions when she was 15 in Portland. It was a 2-day process. The doctor said, look, do you want this baby or not? Because she was hesitant, wanted to discuss. She was already in the stirrups. She sheepishly said no. Then he jammed the dilator in, not politely or gently like a gynecological appointment. She had to take a bus home and go back the next day. Then a man with anti-abortion signs was there. He showed what they will do to your baby. But since her dilator was already in and the process was already started, she went through with it. She then felt so much grief, she didn't care who she would find, just anyone to impregnate her again to make up for what she had did to her first child. So it's a great time to shut down Planned Parenthood because before they really dig into the depravity of the business, get caught with a bag of dead babies and lawsuits on Native American land. A doctor's oath is to do no harm. That includes the in utero baby in the womb, regardless of size, location, or dependence on their mother. A baby in the womb is a member of the species Homo sapien. We're human after all. So when a doctor has a patient that is pregnant, he has two patients to get through to a safe delivery. It's entirely ageist to abort a member of the species. You were once a zygote, embryo, a fetus. All of us were at one time. A real woman sacrifices her life for her child like your mom did for you. And a real dad like Joseph took on Mary even though he had not slept with her yet. Back in those days, soldiers were known to rape women after getting them drunk. Although I do believe in the virgin birth, the alcohol has been an issue a long time. After the flood, men became fathers on the average of 31, 33, 36. At age 33 or so, fathers serve at the wedding. He serves the best for last. I suggest people who serve alcohol to be 36 or older with someone 63 or older in leadership. Never underestimate the joy a child can bring to your life. Abortion is an unmedically necessary procedure. It violates the unborn child's constitutional right to be born. So just kindly tell Planned Parenthood that we love our children and their services are no longer required. Best to get out before indictments and such. Go join a quilting circle or a craft class at Hobby Lobby or Mall of America and leave our children alone. I'm Sonia. I went to Northwest Nazarene College, now university, in Nampa, Idaho, earned a degree in business, a Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration, a minor in childhood education, and a minor in adolescence to womanhood literature degree. Had my first son on Christmas morning, right after finishing my last law class. A Jewish doctor and a Christian doctor helped deliver my son, Stephen. Then my second son, born on the day that the Jewish calendar says was likely to be the real day Jesus was born. 6 years later, had Daniel, and he's TikTok famous, Daniel McCoy. He's famous despite disability. I'm glad I had him regardless of disability. I sacrificed most of my pregnancy on bed rest due to too much amniotic fluid. Now I have 5 grandchildren. The youngest was incorrectly diagnosed with fetal banding, and they wanted her to abort. I told her I would adopt. I'm already trained on caring for medically fragile individuals. It all worked out. Nothing was wrong with him and delivered safely on the same day I worked the Brad Paisley concert at the Oregon State Fair in Salem, Oregon. Look up Christina Hopkins, Students for Life at Berkeley. She's on YouTube. Lots of solutions the colleges have so that no woman feels like she has to abort. Funds, pregnancy housing, and all the other things you need. I really like this lady, Christina Hopkins. You may also look up my YouTube videos, Sonia Chastain. Never underestimate the joy a child can bring to your life. Oh, cool. You had a Christmas baby too, Carolyn? I'll be back. I'll be right back. I'll be back.